Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness left some fans wishing. Now you do plan to have a multiverse on this multiverse tour, right? Hello? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
For a multiverse of madness, the film is set mostly across 3 or 4 universes or planes, limiting the more multiversal exploits to one 39-second montage where we're hardly able to make out any of the surroundings. Well, that is what I'm here for, to pause, zoom, and enhance on the smallest details in these movies to help you make sense of what you saw and to give you the multiverse you deserve. In this video, I will break down the 27 universes that Multiverse of Madness visits, how each universe is different, the visual Easter eggs in each of these, and what they tell us about this broadening multiverse. First, the 616 universe. Christine Palmer from the 838 Baxter Foundation confirmed that the MCU we've been living in this whole time, where in this movie the Battle of Kamar-Taj and the Wounded War scenes take place, bears the numerical designation of 616, which is also the number of the core universe in the Marvel Comics. The first MCU Easter egg for 616 actually came all the way back in Thor: The Dark World, among Dr. Erik Selvig's scribbled notes on his blackboard. Since then, the number 616 has appeared on Scott Lang's storage locker sign in Avengers Endgame, mentioned by Quentin Beck in Spider-Man Far From Home, a totally lucky guess since Beck was lying about his multiversal origins, and written on the TVA film strip showing Loki's MCU life. And for anyone who argues that 616 was merely 838, Christine's subjective label for an alternate reality from hers, I mean, maybe, but the TVA and He Who Remains are universe-independent authorities who gave the MCU the same numerical designation Christine did. So I really think it's safer to say that 616 is the number Marvel Studios wants us to have for the MCU, especially since casting crew and interviews are now referring to the MCU as 616. But this movie actually opens in another setting called the Gap Junction. 838 Christine calls it the space between universes, and it might actually be the film version of the Nexus of All Realities, something originally from Man-Thing comics, but serves a similar function. And some actually thought the Watcher occupied a similar space in between universes in What If. But it's interesting how the Gap Junction once had some architecture to it. Stained glass structures with columns and footbridges, so it wasn't just a void accessed by portals, it was an intricately designed common area for sorcerers and other multiversal travelers to use and hide stuff in. Now we should note that Defender Strange must have come from some universe, but it's never identified. And I like the theory that he might have come from the same Raimi-verse as Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, since we know that universe had a Doctor Strange in it.
Doctor Strange.
That's pretty good, but it's taken.
Everyone, I've really appreciated you letting me be your guide through these mythical, fantastical worlds. And while you've escaped from one world, let me take you into another one, the world of Dislight. This video is brought to you by Dislight, a stylish urban mythological RPG from Lilith Games that is available on Google Play and the Apple Store. So Dislight's story takes place in a near future where certain humans called Espers have gained superpowers and must fight destructive Miramon to protect human civilization. The superheroic characters are based on real mythology from Chinese, Egyptian, Greek, Norse, and other mythologies. Fight as a motorcycle-riding, gender-swapped Odin, or a monocled wolf-headed Anubis. Dislight has stylish visuals and smooth gameplay and creates an immersive experience using music and graphics. Really, the graphics and the character design for this game are incredible. The game is designed for a vertical screen and lets you automate battles so you can play without hands. Perfect for when you want some god-on-god battle action, but also need to finish cooking dinner or mowing the lawn. So check out the link in the description to download this game and use the code JOINDISLIGHT to get some in-game rewards. You'll be helping to support the channel while also opening yourself up to a super fun mobile gaming experience. Now the third universe of this movie, the 838 universe. This is the advanced clean energy universe of the Illuminati, Pizza Papa, and the universe of the Wanda who gets possessed by the Scarlet Witch. Now we made a ton of videos breaking down this whole alternate history with the Fantastic Four, mutants, and humans, everyone who's left over, really pissed off at this version of Wanda. Go check out any of those videos. Then the Incursion universe. This is the universe of Sinister Strange. I speculated that this could be the universe 838 Strange destroyed by dreamwalking with the Darkhold, and Sinister Strange was his host, a variant who lost that war. We get glimpses of a few other universes throughout the film, showing one of many realities with Wanda and her sons, baking brownies and tucking in, then Wanda's first dreamwalk, when the Scarlet Witch possesses another Wanda during a movie night. Now it's possible that each of these are actually also the 838 universe that Wanda eventually settles on, but Wanda did see countless Billies and Tommies lies in those red orbs, so it's just more likely that each of these are different random ones that she tapped into. Now, the 838 memory bank showed America's home realm, the Utopian Parallel. At least that's what it's called in the comics. Here, it's a floral Rivendell-looking setting with terrifying bees. And then in the post-credit scene, we see our old friend, the Dark Dimension, home of Clea, niece of Dormammu, and here she rules as Sorcerer Supreme. Now, the remaining new universes flash by in that 39-second multiverse montage. Strange and America tumble out of the 616 Camartage past the Living Tribunal, a three-headed cosmic entity, the ultimate legal authority of the Marvel multiverse. The Living Tribunal actually appears in Loki as a severed statue head in the void, and Mordo showed the staff of the Living Tribunal in the 2016 film. This divine justice oversees all, and various cultures clearly have relationships with it. Next, an unknown universe with lights snaking in toward a source, looking at least similar to the Celestial World Forge, also evoking some of the Cerebro imagery from the X-Men films. Another unknown universe that reminds me a bit of the Cave of Wonders in Aladdin. That's just me though, I see Disney everywhere. Then another unknown universe made up of columns of ice crystals. Now the next two universes use some nature imagery. A bee universe with bees droning around hexagonal hive walls. Now think about it, all of these are depicting versions of Midtown Manhattan. So this is not inside of a beehive, it's a universe where society is run by bees. And it might actually be triggered by the bee that freaked out America Chavez and caused her to open that portal that took her mom's. Then an ocean universe, maybe a reef or an aquarium. And then as they break out of that one, a few fish follow them into a grindhouse universe, which is essentially just New York, but with taxis shouting out Grindhouse Releasing, the film restoration company of this movie's editor, Bob Murawski, and longtime collaborators of Sam Raimi. I love how a fish actually hits the windshield of this taxi and it honks. And you'll notice they are in the same block as they were when they fought Gargantos. They are right by Mancini's Pizzeria, and interestingly, a duplicate Mancini's Pizzeria appears one block down. But the craziest universe is next, a Stark drone universe. It's a tube city populated by the white Tony Stark drones from Spider-Man Far From Home. Presumably, this is a universe where these drones became sentient, overthrew humans, and rebuilt society in their own image. And I like how we're seeing some links from universe to universe, bee drones to these technological drones. Next, Bone Hell. It's a classic fire and brimstone realm filled with bones and skulls and skeletons. We see a bone lamppost dripping fire, a ribcage building, both of which are being scaled by skeletons, as if these guys are trying to keep off the ground. Remember, Moon Knight explained how the various afterlives of the MCU, the ancestral plane in Black Panther, the Duat Egyptian underworld of Moon Knight, are all part of the same thing, just different incarnations based off of the beliefs of each person. So the way that the damned of the Duat would play floor is lava with the sand might be why these skeletons are doing the same. Like if they touch the ground, they may fall apart into these heaps and piles of bones. Next universe, dinosaurs. Maybe a universe where dinosaurs were never wiped out in that apocalyptic event in ancient times. Next, an animated cartoon universe with some Looney Tunes style marching band music underneath. Now this is not the same animation style as we saw in What If. They pass a Jonas and James sign, so again, this is the same Midtown Manhattan block. Next, a plane crash universe. It's a city block with a large propeller plane crashed in the middle of it, kicking up some rubble and some live wires sparking on the right side of the frame. I suggested before that this could be New York if the Valkyrie plane in the first Cap film hit its intended target, but that wouldn't explain the green flames. I honestly don't know what to make of this one. Next, the Cube universe that you've seen in trailers. Strange in America beginning to transform into cubes, some of those cubes actually being stone. This reminds me a lot of the abstract thought sequence in Pixar's Inside Out, where those characters broke down into simpler art mediums. Just like these guys go from cubic form to a sloshing paint universe, which is one of the 73 America said she had visited before. And right before they leave it, there seems to be a car or something made of paint on the far right of the frame there. Then next, a 1930s universe. 1930s New York with Model T cars, a Brooklyn Bridge, and a blimp, all under this grainy film reel that some have suggested could be the universe of Spider-Man Noir, Earth 90214. But this isn't the same aesthetic. It's not monochromatic black and white, it's desaturated sepia. It's actually closer to the 1930s New York Cap and Bucky grew up in, which seems like a minor distinction, but really the aesthetics of Spider-Man Noir are everything to that character. Then this interesting pyramid universe with a Stonehenge configuration. Now remember, Thor the Dark World suggested that Stonehenge was built by the ancients to point to the coordinates of the convergence. Now the Eternals movie suggested that the Eternals might have been helping ancient humans with this kind of stuff. Moon Knight had gets several Kang shoutouts suggesting the history of Pharaoh Rama-Tut using the Sphinx as his time machine might be accurate. And then again, the X-Men Days of Future Past post-credit scene showed Apocalypse building the pyramids. In 838, Charles Xavier quoted himself from that movie. So who knows? I just like the idea that this could be the universe of the original gods that the Eternals were based on. The gods from Olympus, what their version of Earth would look like. A mix of ancient stone structures and advanced technology. Next, there's this dark cyberpunk universe that looks like the world of Blade Runner a little bit. Then this sanitized futuristic universe with much brighter light, 90-degree angles, but still some New York icons like the Hell's Kitchen water tower on the far right. And then finally, a fiery realm covered in lava rivers, a match-cut contrast to the 838 that follows it, having a waterfall in place of the lava fall of this one. Now, some have compared this to Mustafar from Star Wars, but the MCU does have the realm of Muspelheim, home of Surtur, but this also just might be Hell with one L, just a more actively volcanic part of the realm that Odin banished Hela to, where Loki actually thought he was when he woke up in the void. This realm returns in the final act, the setting that America Chavez initially tries to banish Wanda to. Therefore, it might be where the souls of the damned come from, and a realm that we revisit soon. So there you have it! 27 universes visited in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and in most of them, the food is free! And thanks again to Dislight for sponsoring this video. Download the game today from the link in the video's description and use the code JOINDISLIGHT for some great in-game rewards. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching, bye.